Hey, thank you for being here on Great Taste of Manitoba from the Grant Park Liquor Mart Education Center. My name's Ace Burpee. From Manitoba Pork, Susan Riese has been taking us around the world in 3 tastes. Where are we going next?
Going to Argentina.
Argentina,
Yeah,
right there. I love
exciting.
your flag.
Thank
That is
you.
the Sol de Mayo, by the way, everyone, in the middle. The Son of May. FYI.
All right, so we're gonna go tenderloin this time, using pork tenderloin, the leanest cut of pork, as the name implies, and we're gonna cut it into thin, long strips for our pork skewers.
And we're gonna skewer them and then smother them in this chimichurri sauce.
Chimichurri,
They're gonna
yes.
be ridiculously delicious. Okay, tell us about this cut though.
So okay, as I said, it's the leanest cut of pork. It's absolutely fabulous for grilling. Uses a dry heat method for cooking, so we don't want to overcook pork tenderloin. Hint of pink is
Yep,
perfect.
it's cool. That's
All right.
how I do it. Okay, so see how she makes these into these perfect strips for skewering? There's a little tip here to doing so. Is
There's
there
a
not?
little, yes, there's a little tip. So ideally, you want to put it in the freezer for maybe half an hour or so before, or even an hour before you actually slice it, because it's going to make slicing them into thin strips so much easier.
Correct.
Second tip is use a very, very sharp knife, but try not to slice your fingers off.
In
the
general,
process.
try not to do it.
So what you end up with nice thin strips like this. All right, that's all you want.
Look at that.
And they're not going to take long to grill at all once
Well
they're
done.
cooking. So we would continue to do that. In the meantime, we'd set those aside and we'd make our chimichurri.
Okay.
So basically, chimichurri is an Argentinian herb-based marinade or condiment, if you like, that they use on grilled meat. Traditionally beef there, because that's a huge industry for them. Of course, here, pork is a huge industry for us, so that's what we're going to be using.
They go deceptively well together, by the way, chimichurri and pork. They do.
Absolutely.
This is going to be insane. Like, you guys should try this one. All these recipes end up on GreatTasteMB.ca, so you should check them out.
So we're going to start with our herbs. So we've got lots of herbs here, parsley, cilantro, oregano. Ideally, again, these are from the garden, so if you have an herb garden, this is a great way to use up fresh herbs.
Yeah, she grows these.
Tons of
everybody.
garlic in here, 6 to 8 cloves of garlic. We're going to add in some lime juice, some red wine vinegar, and a little bit of pepper, and I'm using some sea salt. You can just use regular salt too, but sea salt, it's Mediterranean.
She grows her
we're
own
kinda-
sea salt.
No, I don't grow my own sea salt. Put the lid on, and all we're going to do is pulse this.
Okay.
I'm going to pulse it down to the point where it's almost like a pesto kind of like paste. It's almost pesto-like.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Tasty. All right. Once that's done, take that off. Take this off. We're going to take our herbs. Hand me that spatula. And pour them into, or put them into a bowl.
I want to go to Argentina. It's very high on my list.
Me too.
Patagonia,
Me too.
which straddles Chile, but still, both are on my list. We should go to Argentina, everybody. What are you guys doing?
So
All
I'm
right,
gonna
done. Plan.
scrape all of this out, and then we're going to add some olive oil. And the reason you do this after is because you don't want to add the olive oil to the blender, because it's going to make the mixture taste bitter.
I see.
apparently. So we blend in our olive oil and a little bit of red pepper flakes. Mix that all up.
Can I give it a quick smell test?
You may.
'Cause that's
There you
important. Oh, that's good. Look how
Isn't that good?
rich that color is. Can you get that?
Go. Looks like you just
Look at that.
plucked them out of your garden.
That's on, well, because she did. Tell me
we're
we
gonna
get to
use,
put them in
okay,
a bag.
so we're gonna bag our our pork tenderloin. This is a great, easy way to marinate.
Yeah.
All right. We put our pork strips in. We'd add about half of that mixture. You don't have to do that now.
I don't?
And then
Okay.
we'd refrigerate it for about an hour.
Okay.
Just to get the flavor soaked in. It doesn't take a long time because we're using everything fresh. The other remaining chimichurri we're going to reserve and use later on to serve with our grilled
to sort of like
skewers.
sauce them.
So all we're going to do now is we're going to skewer a couple of these.
You want to soak these bad boys,
Yeah,
these
soak
skewers?
them in water for about 30 minutes before you actually use them, so
I
they
like
don't burn.
saying the word
And I bet you
skewer.
those are ready to turn. So why don't you give those a turn, because they've been on the grill for a few minutes. And These really take no time at all. A few minutes on the grill on each side, and they're good to go.
These are unbelievable. And then we will take them off, let them sit for a second, and we'll sauce them up with that remaining chimichurri sauce. Look at these.
That's perfect. That one right there.
Unbelievable.
And you're done.
Well, listen, thank you for taking us around the world in 3 tastes. An exceptional job. So we're going to take a quick pause. I'm going to eat some of these, and then we'll see what Sheila Nash has come up with to pair with all these dishes. We'll meet back here right after these.